lovelies. For the last 2 days, I've been grinding behind my computer. I've been doing so much admin work, just trying to get my shit in one line. But as I was editing the vlog yesterday, I noticed that my little sit down talk period was a whole lot of yappa yappa and not a lot of actual things, physical things I wanted to tell you guys. So let's reverse it and let's do it right now. So I've been doing all of my New Year stuff basically in Notion, which has been the nicest experience ever. Oh my god, I didn't know I'd enjoy Notion as much as I've been doing. But I've made a little dedicated 2025 page in my Notion, which I wanted to share with you guys. And I have zero clue how I didn't think about that last vlog. Maybe it's because I was a little bit down in the dumps and I wasn't really feeling good. I'm feeling way better right now than I did when I first talked to you guys. But I digress. I want to share with you guys the things I did to kind of shape my New Year's goals. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail because I want to keep some things close to myself and to my heart, but I did want to share with you guys my new 2025 page. So let's get into it. I think number one to set yourself up for absolute achievement is to make everything look visibly pretty. I know maybe a lot of us don't want to admit it, but everybody loves an aesthetic something. We love to look at something and that it looks good and it looks appealing. So that was my number one priority while making this page in my Notion, was to make it as pretty as possible. And Notion is so customizable and so versatile that it was actually really easy to do that and super fun. I'm in love with Notion right now. It sounds like Notion's sponsoring me. It's not, I promise. I just love it so much that I have to share it with you guys. So number one that I did was I set a power phrase and a 2025 summary at the top of my page. I wanted two things to look at the top of my screen to immediately like lock in that focus and that vision that I have for 2025. So my power phrase is more presence, more enjoyment, more fulfillment. I think those are really the three words that compromise it as good as possible, as in everything I want to achieve this year and how centered I also want to be this year. And then with my little help, Mr. ChatGPT, I made a little summary of 2025. So I basically just asked it, I put in my goals, what I wanted to achieve, and I just asked it, can you make a summary for this? So my 2025 summary is, for my 2025 summary, I have, in 2025, I embrace a more present and mindful lifestyle, prioritizing my mental and physical well-being. I want to be more connected to the moment, truly enjoying life as it comes. Along with personal growth, I am determined to make a name for myself in the fashion industry, blending creativity with discipline to carve out my unique path. This year is all about balance, nurturing myself while chasing my passions and creating lasting impact. Guys, AI created this. How? First of all, quick side note, AI creeps the freak out of me. Like, it's sometimes so accurate. But this, it just hit and it hit right. So it's like copy paste, you're going in. Then probably my favorite part of my New Year's routine is curating a mood board. First of all, I am a Pinterest lover, so any excuse I get to be on Pinterest, I'm gonna take it. So beforehand, I had a little bit of journaling and a little bit of goal setting. And with those things in mind, I kind of went into my Pinterest board with keywords that I wanted to put in my mood board. To be honest, this year I have two really big goals, which one is fashion related and two is more personal, which is taking better care of me. I feel like I've neglected myself, that's in 2025 out. We're not doing that. This is my mood board. I won't get into too much detail, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to put down. It's very much focused on my two biggest goals, and those are the two things I really want to emphasize and I really want to see in that mood board. So underneath my mood board, I put a few drop down menus so that I could get everything as clear as possible. Like I said, we're visual people. We like to see something and that looks good and it looks appealing and it like pulls out that New Year's energy in you. So I wanted to make everything very clear, make everything very in one aesthetic, one theme kind of, which I did with my goals, my in and outs, my routines, and also two very important things. It's my accountability and my achievement tracker. Those are two new things I've put into this little New Year routine, is how I'm going to keep myself accountable, and an actual achievement tracker of smaller steps, but then also the bigger goals I wanted to reach. So for me, the number one thing is I need to be reminded of my goals. So I need some sort of like reminder to be like, oh yeah, that's right. And as soon as I kind of remember to put that in every single day, it's going to start locking in my head to be like, oh, I need to do that so I can check it off my reminder list. Blah, 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 blah. I reinstalled my reminders app on my iPhone, which has been working like an absolute treat. You can super customize it. You can put it on a starting date, an ending date. You can put it at a reminder time, so you can put it at a specific time for the notifications to come up on your phone, and it's been working wonders these last few weeks. So that's a really big tip if you want to keep yourself accountable this year. It's this: use the reminder app or any sort of habit tracking app that'll just put the notifications on your phone, because let's be real, we're all on our phones a lot, so we might as well use it. We might as well take it and use it as a reminder to keep track of our 2025 goals. Another thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement monthly reflect moments. So every first of every month, I'm going to have a little sit down, little chat, little moment with myself to kind of reflect upon the month I had. And I'm going to do that every single month just so I know what I'm doing. I practice gratitude. And I can also kind of zoom out and see like these things I did like and these things I didn't like, so we can take that and work on it in the next month. And then the other two, maybe even the most important things that I have in my accountability folder, is to keep it realistic and to stay flexible. We're all humans. We are all humans. We change, we evolve. We have different needs at different times. We have different moods in different seasons. And it is so incredibly unrealistic to think, I have these New Year's resolutions, I need to change them right away, and I need to lock in, and that's the only thing I need to do. Is being strict makes you create very restrictive patterns and very restrictive behavior, which is not what we're trying to do this year. That's what we're not trying to do. So those were very important for me to write down in my accountability list. Now, the last very important thing I put on there is my achievement tracker. I highly recommend making an achievement list and making the achievements from the tiniest achievements to all the very big goals you want. Because let's be honest, nothing is more satisfying than checking off something off a to-do list and just having this feeling of, oh, I did it. Perfect. So that's my achievement tracker. Now, I have a few things on here, which are my small scale goals of the year and also my big scale goals of the year. And then a little bit like tiny little achievements. So the first achievement that I already ticked off was to make a new schedule. I did this last week somewhere where I was kind of sat down and kind of wanted to plan everything and kind of see how I wanted to slowly maneuver in all these new habits. So I was talking about the monthly check-ins, putting that in my agenda, planning out my whole Jan of working out, because that's also a thing of slowly going back into my working out routine. I was gonna find an easy tracker, daily reminders, all that gist. That was in my new schedule little achievement, which I already did. So that's amazing. Now, two of my little more smaller goals, I guess, to me they're a little bit low scale goals. The first one is I want to at least visit 2 new countries in this year. And the second is I want to make at least 3 new fashion contacts this year. So those are a little bit of my smaller scale goals. Now moving on to the bigger ones, I guess. I think they're more smaller steps than the big goal. They're like in between steps so I can slowly ease in a routine to finally achieve the big goal of taking better care of myself. So the first one is to read my new book, Thinking Through Fashion. This hits 2 goals. It hits my goal that I want to read more this year, and that I really want to expand my fashion knowledge as well this year. Then on top of that, to kind of combine those 2 together, we call this habit stacking, which is putting a new habit on top of an old habit. I want to read 5 pages of a book every single day for 60 days in a row. I kind of counted it out. If I start all the way at the beginning of the book and I write 5 pages every single day, it's going to take me 60 days to fully finish it. So that's why I chose that time frame. And then for my last thing I wrote down is I wanted to implement the 20-20-20 method for 21 days. Now, let me first speak upon that little 21 days period. After some research, it's shown that it takes about 21 to 30 days to fully build a new habit. So that was one, why I chose that time frame again. And then 2, the 20-20-20 method. It comes from the book, The 5 a.m. Club. And it basically speaks upon the first 20 minutes of waking up, you get your body moving. So you exercise, you walk, whatever. Then the second 20 minutes of your morning routine will consist of something for your heart and soul set. So that means meditating, journaling, and then your third 20 minutes will be education-wise. So either read a book, listen to a podcast, something to kind of get your brain going. Now, I wanted to implement that this week. But I'm not going to lie, this Sunday, I said, that ain't happening. And you know why that ain't happening? Because I am not a morning person. And this routine will not work for me. Maybe I'll keep it up for 2 to 3 weeks and then I'll quit. Because, again, I'm not a morning person. So after some personal evaluation, it made me realize that it's not a realistic goal for me to set. So what I wanted to do this week is I want to kind of find a way to still build a new routine, but with something that works for me and something that is achievable for me. I think I've yapped on for 20 minutes already, but I kind of wanted to take you guys a little bit more in depth about what I did in 2020. In 2020? That's 5 years ago, babe. I wanted to take you guys more in depth of everything I did for 2025. But if you still want to implement something new, this is what I did. Hello. I've been rushing a little bit, but that's only because my midday just took an entirely different turn than I thought it would. It's been snowing, so there's a frick ton of snow in my car. I am headed to drop off 100,000 Vinted packages. I am off to drop off a few things because I just put on some stuff on my Vinted and it is already sold. What the freak? But I also need to drop off some clothing. So while I was dropping off all my packages, you guys decided to die on me, so you didn't see me getting these very exciting purchases, which one is finally my new hair. It's officially 2025, and for the people that didn't know, in 2024 I had the goal to go natural the entire year, which was super fun. It was so exciting to see what I could do with my own hair. But the last few months, I was just getting tired of it. I wanted to get it over with. I wanted something new. So I was so excited that I could finally do a protective hairstyle again. Now, I always braid my own hair, and this is the first time where I did pre-parting. And people, if you do your own braids, for the love of God, try out pre-parting. It will save you so incredibly much time. I always split my braiding days into 2. Day 1, I wash, blow dry, and part my hair. And then day 2, it's finally time for the braiding. I also tried out a new hairstyle that I've been dying to do, but it's super high maintenance. So in the past, I was kind of hesitant if I wanted to do it or not. But oh my God, am I in love. And even though the end result is pretty as hell, braiding days are always so incredibly long, and sitting on your ass for hours and hours on end is super tiring. So once you see me do the walk and braid combination, just know 1, I'm almost done, and 2, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done. I'm finished. My shoulders hurt, my arms hurt, my hands hurt. But I couldn't have been more happy with the end result. First of all, I'm super excited to finally see something new on my head. But then also it turned out way better than I thought. And I'm so incredibly happy. Now, as I explained earlier in this vlog, my new routine resolution was not going to work for me. So I slowly but surely found a routine that does work for me. And I've been doing it for a week and a half now, and I can tell you it is the best. When I wake up, I first start with a breathing session. Then I go into a little bit of activating yoga, because I don't know if I'm the only one, but my body feels so sore after I wake up every single morning. So I think getting some stretches in is super important. Then I do a little 5 to 10 minute meditation depending on what I feel in that morning. And after, I express my gratitude and I set the intention that I want for that day. Now, I have been a little bit hush-hush about it in the vlogs, but I am going away for 2 weeks. So my nails needed tackling, and I got my nail art done by an old colleague / friend of mine, which she slayed. I'm in love. And then the day after, it was time for a much needed girls' day. I went to Amsterdam with one of my besties, and we had the best, most fun and talkative day ever. We went to all the hot spots, which, lucky us, there were almost no lines. And then after we went to hers, cooked up a little dinner, and it was just the most perfect little girly day I could ever wish for. That was it for this week. Next week will be super exciting, so I'll see you then. Bye.